Welcome, true believers, to the Insider Report, your definitive deep dive into the most fascinating, formidable, and sometimes forgotten figures of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Have you ever wondered about the true origins of your favorite hero, the hidden depths of a villain's power, or the intricate web of connections that bind this incredible universe together? Here at the Insider Report, we peel back the layers, dissect the data, and uncover the untold stories behind the legends. From the cosmic might of a celestial to the street-level grit of a vigilante, we leave no stone unturned. So if you're ready to go beyond the headlines, beyond the trailers, and truly understand what makes these characters tick, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our growing community of MCU obsessives. Because when it comes to the MCU, there's always more to the story, and we're here to report on every single detail. Let's get started.
In 2016, the geopolitical landscape was set for a major shift as the Sokovia Accords, international legislation designed to regulate superhero activity, were poised for ratification at a United Nations conference in Vienna. T'Challa, the esteemed Prince of Wakanda, attended alongside his father King T'Chaka. However, the event was tragically interrupted by a devastating bomb blast that claimed the life of King T'Chaka. Security footage quickly implicated Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, as the perpetrator. Overwhelmed by grief and a burning desire for justice, T'Challa, now consumed by a personal vendetta, vowed to kill Barnes. T'Challa's pursuit led him to Bucharest, where Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Sam Wilson, Falcon, aware of Barnes' past as a brainwashed assassin, were attempting to protect him from T'Challa and the global authorities. A tense confrontation ensued, culminating in a high-stakes chase across the city's rooftops. Ultimately, T'Challa, Barnes, Rogers, and Wilson were all apprehended by the Bucharest police with the assistance of James Rhodes, War Machine. While detained, a seemingly innocuous psychiatrist was sent to interview Barnes. This individual, however, was in fact Helmut Zemo, a master manipulator seeking to destabilize the Avengers. Zemo, having meticulously researched Hydra's brainwashing protocols, recited the specific trigger words that reactivated Barnes' dormant Winter Soldier programming. This allowed Zemo to escape. During the ensuing pandemonium, Barnes briefly clashed with T'Challa as he fled the facility. Rogers intervened, managing to subdue Barnes and covertly spirit him away, believing Barnes was a victim rather than the true culprit. Rogers then began assembling a new team of Avengers, aiming to expose and apprehend Zemo. In response, Tony Stark Iron Man was tasked with capturing Rogers and his renegade allies. Stark assembled his own formidable team, which included T'Challa, still driven by the desire to bring Barnes to justice, along with Natasha Romanoff Black Widow, James Rhodes, Vision, and the newly recruited Peter Parker Spider-Man. Stark's team intercepted Rogers' group at the Haley Airport, leading to a monumental clash between the two factions of Earth's mightiest heroes. This airport battle saw intense individual confrontations, including T'Challa engaging Barnes, and other notable clashes involving Scott Lang Ant-Man, Wanda Maximoff Scarlet Witch, and Clint Barton Hawkeye. During the fierce fighting, Romanoff, sensing the deeper truth behind the conflict, unexpectedly shocked T'Challa, providing a crucial opening for Rogers and Barnes to escape. Unyielding in his pursuit, T'Challa independently tracked Rogers and Barnes to a desolate, abandoned Hydra facility in Siberia. There he uncovered the chilling truth: Zemo was the true orchestrator of the Vienna bombing, having meticulously framed Barnes to sow discord among the Avengers. This revelation shifted T'Challa's focus from vengeance to justice. While Rogers and Barnes were locked in a brutal confrontation with a disillusioned Stark, T'Challa intervened, preventing Zemo from committing suicide and ensuring his capture. T'Challa then delivered Zemo to the authorities, signaling a profound shift in his understanding of justice and forgiveness. Recognizing Barnes' status as a victim of Hydra's manipulation, T'Challa extended an offer of asylum in Wakanda, where Barnes willingly chose to return to cryogenic sleep until a cure for his brainwashing could be found. With the tragic passing of his father, T'Challa formally assumed the mantle of King of Wakanda. His ascension to the throne was marked by a deeply significant coronation ceremony attended by his mother, Ramonda, and his brilliant younger sister, Shuri. Alongside him was Okoye, the fiercely loyal and highly skilled leader of the Dora Milaje, Wakanda's all-female royal guard. Prior to the ceremony, T'Challa and Okoye extracted his former lover, Nakia, from an undercover assignment, underscoring her importance to him and the nation. During the coronation, a time-honored tradition dictates that any tribal leader may challenge the new king for the crown in ritual combat. M'Baku, the formidable leader of the isolationist Jabari tribe, stepped forward to challenge T'Challa. The ensuing battle was brutal and hard-fought, with M'Baku initially gaining the upper hand. However, T'Challa, demonstrating both his physical prowess and his innate nobility, ultimately defeated M'Baku, choosing to persuade him to yield rather than forcing him to die, a decision that would have significant repercussions later. The tranquility of T'Challa's early reign was shattered by an international incident. The notorious black market arms dealer Ulysses Claw, aided by a mysterious accomplice named Eric Stevens, stole a valuable Wakandan artifact from a London museum. T'Challa's trusted friend and Okoye's beloved, W'Kabi, who had a personal vendetta against Claw for past transgressions, vehemently urged T'Challa to bring Claw back to Wakanda alive. T'Challa, accompanied by Okoye and Nakia, embarked on a mission to Busan, South Korea, where Claw planned to sell the stolen vibranium artifact to CIA agent Everett K. Ross. A high-octane firefight erupted, and Claw attempted to escape, but was eventually captured by T'Challa. Despite W'Kabi's pleas, T'Challa reluctantly released Claw into Ross's custody. However, the situation quickly escalated when Eric Stevens launched a brutal attack, freeing Claw and gravely injuring Ross while he was protecting Nakia. Prioritizing the life of the injured agent over the immediate pursuit of Claw, T'Challa made the unprecedented decision to bring Ross to Wakanda, knowing their advanced technology offered the only chance to save him. As Shuri diligently worked to heal Ross, T'Challa confronted Zuri, a respected elder and close confidant of his late father, about a long-held secret concerning N'Jobu. Zuri, under pressure, finally revealed the painful truth. N'Jobu, T'Chaka's brother, had believed in a more interventionist approach for Wakanda, aiming to share its advanced technology with people of African descent globally to help them overthrow their oppressors. When T'Chaka attempted to arrest N'Jobu, a struggle ensued during which N'Jobu attacked Zuri, forcing T'Chaka to kill his own brother. To maintain Wakanda's isolationist policies and prevent a civil war, T'Chaka ordered Zuri to lie about N'Jobu's disappearance and to abandon N'Jobu's young American son, leaving him to grow up in ignorance of his Wakandan heritage. This abandoned boy was none other than Eric Stevens, who, forged by a life of hardship and military training, had adopted the ruthless moniker Killmonger. Meanwhile, Killmonger, after brutally murdering Claw, returned to Wakanda with Claw's body as a perverse offering. He dramatically presented himself before the tribal elders, revealing his true identity as N'Jadaka, and asserting his claim to the throne through royal lineage. Killmonger then formally challenged T'Challa to ritual combat for the kingship. During this brutal confrontation, Killmonger, fueled by years of bitterness and a thirst for power, tragically killed Zuri, who attempted to intervene. Killmonger then decisively defeated T'Challa, seemingly throwing him to his death over a roaring waterfall. Following his victory, Killmonger ingested the mystical heart-shaped herb, which grants the Black Panther's powers, and then, in a ruthless act of destruction, ordered the remaining herbs to be incinerated. However, unbeknownst to him, Nakia managed to extract one before its destruction. With T'Challa presumed dead and Killmonger seizing control of Wakanda, Nakia, Shuri, Ramonda, and a recovering Ross fled to seek aid from the Jabari tribe, remembering T'Challa's act of mercy towards M'Baku. To their astonishment, they discovered a comatose T'Challa, who had been rescued by the Jabari in repayment for his earlier kindness to M'Baku. Healed by the last remaining heart-shaped herb administered by Nakia, T'Challa regained his strength and resolved to reclaim his throne. T'Challa returned to face Killmonger, who now wore his own vibranium Black Panther suit, powered by the herb. Their final epic battle took place within Wakanda's vibranium mine. T'Challa, demonstrating his strategic brilliance, managed to disrupt Killmonger's suit, creating a vulnerability, and ultimately stabbed him. In his final moments, Killmonger defiantly refused to be healed, chose to die a free man rather than face incarceration, a poignant end to a life shaped by abandonment and a thirst for justice, however misguided. Following the defeat of Killmonger, T'Challa initiated profound changes within Wakanda. He established an outreach center at the building where N'Jobu had died, intending to be run by Nakia and Shuri, symbolizing Wakanda's new commitment to global engagement and aid. T'Challa appeared before the United Nations, a pivotal moment where he bravely revealed Wakanda's true nature as a technologically advanced nation, ending centuries of self-imposed isolation and opening its borders to the world. In 2018, T'Challa continued his work to integrate Wakanda with the outside world and aid his allies. He brought Bucky Barnes a sophisticated new robotic arm, a testament to Wakanda's advanced technology and T'Challa's commitment to Barnes' well-being. Soon after, Wakanda became a sanctuary for several Avengers fleeing the impending threat of Thanos. T'Challa graciously welcomed Rogers, Romanoff, Wilson, Rhodes, Bruce Banner, and Maximoff and Vision when they arrived in Wakanda, allowing Shuri to utilize Wakanda's cutting-edge facilities to work on Vision, attempting to safely extract the Mind Stone from his forehead. The peace was short-lived. Thanos' forces, the Outriders, launched a brutal invasion of Wakanda, seeking the Mind Stone. T'Challa, alongside the formidable Wakandan army and his allies Barnes, Rogers, Romanoff, Wilson, Rhodes, and Banner, bravely stood their ground against the overwhelming onslaught. During the fierce battle, they were reinforced by the unexpected yet timely arrival of Thor, Rocket, and Groot. Despite their valiant efforts, Thanos himself arrived in Wakanda, overpowered the remaining heroes, and successfully completed the Infinity Gauntlet. With a simple, terrifying snap of his fingers, Thanos activated the gauntlet, enacting his twisted plan to eliminate half of all life in the universe. In the horrific aftermath, T'Challa, along with Barnes, Wilson, Maximoff, Groot, and the half of the Wakandan army, tragically disintegrated into dust, victims of the blip. 5 years later, in 2023, a pivotal moment arrived when T'Challa was miraculously restored to life. He, along with his sister Shuri and the resurrected Wakandan army, Wilson, Barnes, Maximoff, and Groot, were brought by the Masters of the Mystic Arts to the ruined Avengers compound. There, they joined the monumental final battle against an alternate version of Thanos and his army, fighting alongside the surviving Avengers and countless other heroes from across the galaxy. T'Challa fought with renewed ferocity, leading his forces against the Mad Titan. A week after the universe-altering victory against Thanos, T'Challa attended the solemn funeral of Tony Stark, honoring the hero who sacrificed himself to save all life. It is widely understood that T'Challa, having been a victim of the blip and subsequently restored, continued his reign as king of Wakanda after these events. In 2024, Wakanda and the world mourned the profound loss of T'Challa. he succumbed to an unspecified illness, a sickness that his brilliant sister Shuri, tirelessly yet ultimately unsuccessful, tried to cure, believing it could have been remedied by the heart-shaped herb. This heartbreaking event left a deep void in Wakanda and among his allies. It was later revealed that before his untimely death, T'Challa had fathered a child with Nakia, a son named Toussaint. Both T'Challa and Nakia had made the conscious decision for their son to be raised in Haiti, away from the immense pressures and responsibilities of growing up as a prince in Wakanda. T'Challa, anticipating the possibility of his early demise, had also requested that Nakia and Toussaint not attend his official Wakandan funeral. Respecting his wishes, Nakia and Toussaint held their own private ceremony for him in Haiti. In the wake of T'Challa's death, his sister Shuri, grappling with her grief and the immense responsibility now placed upon her, ultimately chose to become the new Black Panther, taking on her brother's sacred mantle to protect Wakanda. During a visit to Haiti, Nakia introduced Shuri to Toussaint, and the young boy revealed that his Wakandan name was in fact T'Challa, a powerful and touching tribute to his departed father, ensuring his legacy would live on through his son and his sister. As the Black Panther and King of Wakanda, T'Challa gets his amazing powers from two main sources, his super high-tech suit and a special plant. T'Challa's suit isn't just for show, it's packed with advanced tech. The suit's mask helps him stay hidden. It's made with vibranium, a rare metal that makes the suit incredibly tough, protecting him from bullets and other dangers. He has retractable, razor-sharp claws, made of vibranium, that can cut through most materials. The mask has a built-in night vision for seeing in the dark. The suit is light and fits perfectly, letting him move freely and perform acrobatic moves. One of its coolest features is that it can absorb energy from attacks, like punches or explosions, and then blast that energy back at his enemies. Beyond his suit, T'Challa's body is made stronger by a magical heart-shaped herb. He becomes much stronger than a normal human. He can move incredibly fast. He's incredibly flexible and balanced, making him great at acrobatics. He can fight and exert himself for a long time without getting tired. This unique herb also allows him to communicate with the spirits of past Wakandan kings, like his father, for guidance and wisdom. T'Challa, as the Black Panther and the King of Wakanda, navigates a complex web of relationships. While many stand by his side, others have emerged as formidable adversaries, threatening his nation and the world. Beyond his profound devotion to his people, T'Challa values family above all else, welcoming his relatives to be close, offering support and wisdom. His mother, a strong and resilient woman, enduring immense grief after the murder of her husband and king, T'Chaka. Despite her sorrow, she steadfastly ensured the seamless transfer of power to her son and upheld the rich history of their nation. T'Challa loves his mother dearly and deeply respects her unwavering strength in times of crisis. His genius teenage sister, for whom T'Challa harbors a deep love, she serves not only as one of Wakanda's chief scientists and healers, but also as both armorer and trusted advisor to the new king. It's Shuri who tirelessly works to upgrade the Black Panther's equipment, ensuring it remains cutting edge and always ready to meet every demand T'Challa places upon it. Two other exceptional women stand within the Black Panther's inner circle. Wakanda's master covert field agent, she and T'Challa once shared a romantic relationship, which shifted when her path led her to serve Wakanda from a distance. However, upon T'Chaka's death and T'Challa's ascension to the throne, Nakia returned to the capital city, finding her path intersecting once more with her former loves. the fiercely loyal and highly skilled leader of the Dora Milaje, the nation's special service forces. In Okoye, T'Challa recognizes the heart of a true warrior, someone he can absolutely depend on to stand strong and defend their nation when it faces any threat. While W'Kabi, the former Wakandan head of security, was once among T'Challa's closest friends, a significant falling out occurred. W'Kabi felt deeply let down by what he perceived as his king's failure to capture Ulysses Claw. This disillusionment led him to ally himself with Eric Killmonger when the latter usurped the throne. Whether the bridge between these two men can ever be fully repaired remains uncertain. Away from Wakanda, the Black Panther greatly values the counsel of Everett K. Ross, an American government agent. Ross was among the very first outsiders to learn of Wakanda's true, technologically advanced nature, proving himself a trustworthy confidant. Additionally, T'Challa now calls Captain America Steve Rogers his friend, despite their initial conflict during the Avengers dispute over the Sokovia Accords, a testament to T'Challa's capacity for forgiveness and forming new alliances. For the Black Panther, any individual or force that poses a threat to Wakanda's sovereignty, its people, or its vibranium resources is considered an enemy. However, several figures have stood out, demanding T'Challa's direct and unwavering focus. A notorious black market arms dealer and a long-standing thorn in Wakanda's side, Claw's grave offense was the theft of vibranium from Wakanda, an act considered deeply sacrilegious and a direct assault on the nation's heart. This act solidified T'Challa's intense enmity towards him, driving a relentless pursuit to bring him to justice. A more complex and tragic adversary, Killmonger, T'Challa's cousin, brought Claw's terror spree to an end himself, eliminating the mercenary when he was no longer useful to his own larger agenda, seizing control of Wakanda. While Killmonger presented a legitimate ancestral claim to the Black Panther title and a mantle, his radical ideology and his plan to aggressively weaponize Wakanda's resources to instigate global uprisings brought him into direct and ultimately fatal conflict with T'Challa, their battle culminating in Killmonger's tragic end, driven by a desire for vengeance and a distorted vision of justice. A Sokovian former Special Forces officer whose meticulous plan for revenge against the Avengers, following the death of his family in Sokovia, tragically entangled T'Challa and his family. Zemo orchestrated the bombing at the United Nations conference in Vienna, an act that brutally killed T'Challa's father, King T'Chaka. This horrific event fueled T'Challa's initial intense desire for vengeance against Barnes, whom Zemo had framed. However, T'Challa's journey of discovery led him to the truth about Zemo's manipulations. In a testament to his evolving sense of justice, T'Challa ultimately chose not to kill Zemo, but rather prevented Zemo from committing suicide, taking him into custody to face proper justice. The Mad Titan became a direct enemy of the Black Panther when T'Challa provided sanctuary and aid to Vision in Wakanda, attempting to protect the Mind Stone from Thanos. This selfless act of protection drew Thanos' invading army to Wakanda, forcing T'Challa and his forces to stand on the front lines against the universe's greatest threat. This direct confrontation cemented Thanos as one of T'Challa's most formidable and destructive adversaries, ultimately leading to the blip and T'Challa's temporary disintegration.
Stupid.